The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Happy Black Friday. Hope your Thanksgiving was great. The Jets and the Seahawks play on Sunday. 6 games to go, and it's time to talk with Fireman Ed about the state of the Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Before we bring on Fireman Ed, I want to let everyone know that we are presented today by SeatGeek. Use promo code JakeAsman for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. If you're looking for last-second tickets for Jets Seahawks on Sunday, use SeatGeek so you can save yourself $20. And with the ticket prices being what they are right now, you might be going for almost for free if you get your tickets via SeatGeek using promo code Jake Asman. Joining us right now in his weekly spot on the show is Jet superfan and our dear friend, the great Fireman Ed. Ed, hope you had a great Thanksgiving with the family. What's going on, my friend?
It was good. It was good. Games were good. A lot of football. Always enjoy the Dolphins losing, so that's always enjoyable. I felt for the Bear fans. I absolutely felt for the Bear fans. Yeah,
that was rough.
That was a disaster. I mean, how that coach doesn't call a timeout is beyond me. I mean, you can't leave it to the kid. You got to that's your job. Anyway, it was good. It was good to be with the family and have some nice grub, and ate too much. But what are you gonna do? It's part of the holiday, right?
That's right. You got leftovers today now, I'm sure.
Yes. I'm a big ham guy. See, I'm not a turkey guy. Not the roasted turkey. I like turkey, but I don't know. It's boring to me. I'm a ham guy, so that's what I'm gonna have today.
There you go, Fireman Ed, confirmed ham guy, folks. That's the big takeaway from this conversation. And I want to get right into just the state of this team. Last time I had you on, Joe Douglas actually still had a job. He's been relieved of his duties. We knew that was coming, just not necessarily over the bye week. What did you make of that decision? And then, of course, the Jets bringing in Mike Tannenbaum, Rick Spielman, and the 33rd team as consultants to basically help Woody Johnson pick the next general manager and head coach.
Well, listen, I was a big Joe Douglas guy. I love Joe. I think Joe ain't gonna have any problem getting another job, in my opinion. I think Joe's gonna land on his feet. Hey, listen, Joe's always going to be linked to Zach Wilson. It was his real demise. When you strike out like that and then you don't win. John Lynch got lucky because they keep winning. They went to the Super Bowl, but what he did with Trey Lance. I mean, most guys never survive that. What the ransom they gave for Trey Lance is unprecedented, really, when you think about it, right? And so, Joe made some nice moves. I think Joe left us with, the cupboard's not bare. When you look at this team and you look at the foundation of the team, there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic and feel like you can get guys in here to come want to run the Jets. So, my biggest fear in that regard, and we'll get into it, eventually, is, these young kids losing. I mean, starts to wear on them. I worry about the Breece Halls and the Sauce Gardners and the Garrett Wilsons, and the Jermaine Johnsons. It's the heart and soul of your team right there. They get disheartened, keep losing like that. So we'll see. But I thought Joe, I didn't think he had any luck. I think Saleh, being the head coach there was, I think we talk about this, Jake. Having these first-time head coaches is a tough sell. It's a tough sell. I mean, Robert Saleh was a beast with the Niners, a beast, right? We looked at him. He didn't bring that here. He did not bring that here. He was totally different when, he became the head coach. Didn't have that fire. I think he's a great defensive mind. There's no doubt about it. But maybe a second time around, we'll see if he can do something. I'm a fan of Robert Saleh. I mean, he's a great guy. I never got to meet him, which pissed me off because he's the only coach I never met that the Jets have hired, which is incredible. But that's a whole nother story. Joe Douglas, I think he'll land on his feet. As far as Mike Tannenbaum and the 33rd organization, I love it. I love that because of the fact that Mike has a real interest with the Jets. Mike is with us almost 15 years. What was Mike with us? 13, somewhere in that range. He was there. He was there before Parcells. He was there. Well, he came, I think, with Parcells.
He did. Yeah, he joined the Jets with Parcells and Belichick.
Yeah, and you talk about 97. So and he was here to what? 2010, 11, 12?
12, yeah.
Yeah, 12. So 15 years. 15 years he was with the Jets. So he's got a lot, and I know Mike. And I know Mike loves the Jet organization. So I think we have our best interests are definitely at hand with that. Woody does need that help. These are confirmed people. We've heard is everybody's in Woody's ear, and they're not the right people in his ear. Well, I thought it was a good move to do this.
Agreed.
I don't think there's anything bad about this. And especially Mike Tannenbaum, like I told you. Mike Tannenbaum has the Jets' interest in hand. I mean, he's got a business to run, and he's going to do what he's got to do for everyone. He did it for Washington, for the Redskins. I understand that. But I just I like when a guy is in our organization. He has the nuts and bolts of what's going on in that Florham Park over there. So I think Mike will do the right thing for us, and hopefully Woody will listen to him. My only concern is I just hope they don't get a first-time coach. I don't want a first-time coach. We need somebody established in here, Jake. We got to have somebody established in here, and preferably an offensive mind. Preferably. John Gruden. If you're going to go on a defensive end of the ball, Mike Vrabel. These are the guys that I want.
We'll get into more on Vrabel, more on Gruden. But I think you bring up a point that's interesting. I do want to mention this, too, because we're talking about the 33rd. We're talking about Mike Tannenbaum. 3 o'clock today, for those who are watching live and for those who are watching before 3 o'clock, I'm filling in for the Michael Kay Show on ESPN New York. Mike Tannenbaum is joining us at 5 o'clock today. So I will ask him a lot of the questions the Jet fan wants to know about his involvement in this search for the next GM and head coach. It'll be me and Ty Butler in for the K Show 3 to 7 today. So if you're driving around, put on 880 AM or put on the ESPN New York app. But specifically, Ed, with Tannenbaum.
Say hello to Mike Tannenbaum for me. Mike,
I will. I absolutely will.
Tell him Fireman Ed loves him. I'm happy he's assisting in the search for our next GM and head coach.
I'll let him know. But to your point, that's why I like that Spielman's involved, because he did this last year with Washington. He's been a GM for 2 different teams. He had a 10-year run in Minnesota. And Tannenbaum, say whatever you want about how it ended with the Jets or the fact that, he got fired and maybe, the optics of it are a little strange. Oh, here's a guy who got fired helping the team that fired him find a replacement GM and coach. But as you said, he's been with the organization for a very long time. He knows the ownership. He knows the market. And there's a difference in being the general manager or head coach of the Houston Texans or the Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Jets. It's a different level of noise here and scrutiny and pressure. And I think the fact that Tannenbaum had success in that GM chair with this organization, he could help kind of weed through some of the guys that maybe are good candidates, but not the right candidate for the Jets job in particular. And I think that matters. We're talking about experience. Absolutely. I think that goes for GM as well. This is not a job for first timers when you're talking about a team that hasn't made the playoffs since 2010.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something, Jake. You look back on our history with Mike Tannenbaum being this part of this team. He was the assistant GM, right, in 97. He was the capologist. Okay, that's where he started, was a capologist. All right. You look at the success rate of the New York Football Jets We went to the playoffs. He was here 15 years. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't have to look back on it. I'm telling you that we won at least 7 times to the playoffs. We won 7 times in that 15-year span. You can count it. I'm going to tell you I'm right. All right? You just look back on it. I think it was 7 times we went. I think it was every other year we were in the playoffs. We went to championship games. We went to 3 championship games in his time being in this team. 3. We were there. He was there for the Denver game in '98. And, twice with the Colts and the Steelers in, 2010 and 11 or 9 and 10. So Mike has success with the Jet. I would say Mike has had as much success with this New York Football Jet organization as anybody since we've had. Think about it. Look at it. Other than them winning the World Championship with Joe Willie, you look at all the regimes, Mike Tannenbaum has had the most success in that time span with the Jets.
Yeah, he finished with a winning record. He hired 2 coaches as the GM that went to the playoffs in Mangini and Rex. And, say whatever you want about Adam Gase with the Jets, but he hired Gase in year 1 in Miami. He did go to the playoffs when he was the GM down there. So I don't think there's any downside to it, Ed. I'm with you.
I agree totally. So Mike has the right idea, and I know he has something in his heart for the Jets. I know he has a small little piece of his heart that he wants to see success for the Jet fans, for sure.
Now you bring up John Gruden, Mike Vrabel. I've mentioned Brian Flores on this show as a guy to potentially watch out because I'm with you. I want someone with experience specifically at head coach. Now, a name you didn't mention, though, is Rex Ryan, who's been obviously very vocal and public about wanting to be this team's head coach again. How would you feel if Rex Ryan were to be the guy to get this job, Ed?
Well, I would never be down on Rex. Rex loves the Jets. I mean, it's evident. Rex loves the Jets. I loved Rex when he was here. I loved Rex.
How could you not? Yeah.
I just loved Rex. So what's not to love about Rex? Is he my first choice? No. Rex is not my first choice. I told you my first choices. My first choice is Gruden, then Vrabel, then Dougie. Listen, I know you guys ain't gonna I like Doug Peterson. I just do. If he gets fired, I would definitely make a move on him. He would be my 3rd choice. Other people will be down on it. I'll never be down on guys like Doug Peterson, Mike McCarthy. These guys have been established. They've won world championships. I want them way ahead of anybody that's going to be a coordinator coming in here. We are not in a position as a franchise. Other franchises can go and do that. We've been there, done that. You got to come with somebody that's established because here's the main reason why I say this. Because of our goddamn media. That you have to have a pedigree when you come in here. Because they are relentless. They're relentless. Look what they're doing at Dable and the other guy, Shane. Look what they're doing to them. And that's unusual in the Giant organization. They're fucking murdering those guys. They really are. And when you got a pedigree, you look at these guys a little differently. You know what I mean? Like, you've been there. You've been to the mountain. There's something to be said for that, Jake. When you've been to the mountain, when you hear these guys that never played and have a job to do, I understand they have a job to do, but there's a way to do it. All right? Not sources. You're going to write an article, have a name on it. Put a name on it. Put a name on it. Sources. It makes me crazy. This Diana Rossini with the Athletic makes me out of my mind with that. Listen, I'll respect you. You have a job to do. I get it. But the sources, I lose my mind when I hear that. Put a goddamn name on it. Otherwise, don't say it. Because it's hearsay. That's all it is. It's hearsay. I'm sick of that shit. So when these guys that are going to come in here, hopefully, are going to have a pedigree. They've been to the mountain, meaning they've won a world championship. They've been to the mountain, or they've been They have major success in this league. All right. Vrabel didn't win it. He's won as a player. He didn't win as a coach, but he's had tremendous success. Okay. Gruden's won it. Doug Peterson's won it. Mike McCarthy's won it. I don't want to hear this shit. You know, I just don't. I want somebody established in here. We got to have an established coach in for this team. We just do. We have to have it. So,
Aaron Rodgers, Ed, he has said if he plays next year, his first choice would be the Jets. I think the idea that his future's already been decided, I think is ridiculous. They don't have a GM. They don't have a coach. There's still 6 games to go. Your thoughts on these final 6 influencing Rodgers' future? How do you feel right now about Aaron Rodgers potentially being here or not being here next year as the quarterback?
This subject makes me so... I get so much to say with this, all right? Let's get this straight. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I fucking love Aaron Rodgers. I don't like him. I love Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had any goddamn luck since he's gotten here. Okay? He's been nothing but a pillar of, trying to do the right thing. He's just an established guy. He's made as many friends and, he's just a great guy, what you're hearing. The media has him. I'm going to tell you what he reminds me of. He reminds me of, and I don't want to get political, but what they do to Trump, okay, it's fake news. It's fake news with Aaron Rodgers. This article in The Athletic, he just put that to bed. He put it to bed on the McAfee show. You understand, what they say about this guy? They don't stop with this guy. Like, he has all this power. Oh, he has all this power. What are you talking about? The guy has come, listen, that Achilles, it's just us, Jake. We can't get a fucking break. We cannot get a break. We just can't. And I don't like this woe me, but this one destroyed me. Absolutely fucking destroyed me. That he could get an Achilles tear. He obviously, it takes longer. This guy, listen, a lot of his ailments this year are also connected to that because he's not moving as well as he did in the past, which in effect makes him take hits more than he would have in the past, right? Because you're more mobile. So then they get a hamstring, you got an ankle, you get a knee. I mean, he just can't get a break. I love Aaron Rodgers. I want to see Aaron Rodgers have success here. I'm praying that our defense can play and have some balls, show some fucking balls. Since Salah left, they've went in the tank. They went in the tank, man. I mean, we should have won some of these games. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Jake, they blame Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers put up 27 points against the Colts. How many points we got to put up? You win it. You get 27 points in the NFL, you should win the game.
Right.
Okay, you should win the game. So, listen, I want to see Aaron Rodgers have success for the 6 games. I'm hoping that he could help us out for the future as we go along with the new regime. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping, here's what I hope. You asked me what Aaron Rodgers. I want to see Aaron Rodgers have success for the next 6 weeks. I want to see a different frame of mind for the Jet fan that this is why he was here. Okay. And because his numbers are as good as any numbers we ever had with any other quarterback we've had in the last 14 fucking years.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a down year for him. That's a down year for him. Like, this is a joke. So I'm hoping that God will give him a little help, that he can light it up and we'll have a different mindset. And I would love to see him come back next year. okay? Because you're on it for $49 million one way or another with the dead cap. If he can have success, why would we not bring him back? Who is our quarterback next year? Tyrod Taylor? It's not going to be Jordan Travis. We got to see what happens with this kid, right? The new regime's probably going to draft a quarterback at some point. That's all yet to be decided. We'll see. But I would love to see Aaron be around, especially with all these young kids and all the different personalities that we have on his team and all the relationships that he has formed and bonded with all these young kids. Once again, Jake, they're all saying, you'll hear different people say he's a cancer in this, in the locker. I mean, the narrative for this guy is scary. Like, it's fake news.
Yeah, no, I think to your point, Ed, I mean, he gets blamed for this team being 3-8. And while he has not been maybe as good as some thought, the idea that he's the reason why this team has underachieved this year is crazy to me. I mean, this defense has been one of the worst in the league after being top 5 the last couple of years. The kicking game alone cost them 2 to 3 games. I mean, if they had a competent kicker and the defense has been what they've been the last couple of years, their record might be flipped right now. Certainly they're 6-5. They're not 3-8. And that's beyond frustrating. And I'm not sitting here saying Rodgers has been great. I do think he's been playing through an injury. He's not on the injury report this week. He says it's the healthiest he's felt in weeks. They're coming off the bye. And I think he's got 6 games down the stretch here to put together some really good football. And if he does that, he can make it a real debate for the next GM and coach coming in. That's what I think you got to root for if you want Rodgers here next year.
Yes. Amen to that. Amen to that. Everything you said, amen to. And Jake, let's be honest. Let's just give 2 wins.
Yep.
Forget flipping a script. 2 wins. We can honestly sit here and say we absolutely should have won at least 2 games. Just by our kicking not shit in the bed, we would have won 2 games. Okay? So you're 5-6. Think about 5-6 right now, Jake. Think about 5-6 right now and you get healthy. It's a different ballgame. We're thinking totally different. We haven't had any luck this year with this team. I really mean that. You need to have some luck and need to get some breaks. And we haven't gotten any of them. None of them. Now that what they were doing was Mike Williams. They were talking, Mike Williams goes and scores in Pittsburgh. Mike Williams hasn't done a goddamn thing since he's there.
He hasn't had a cat since. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So, there's been some, you can go over the personnel and there's some different things that Joe tried to gamble on. And if you look at them, some of them work, some of them didn't. John Simpson works. Morgan Moses works. Mike Williams, not so much. Tyron Smith, not so much. But that's part of being a GM. Listen, nobody has a perfect record. You look back on history and you see these GMs, it really comes down to wins and losses.
Mm-hmm. And look, Joe was 30-64 at some point. The record's got to matter. He got the mulligan last year with Saleh after Rodgers went down 4 plays in. Yep. They were 3-8 at the bye. Like you had no choice. I mean, you can't. He's going to be. He was on his way to being the GM for 100 games and losing 2/3 of his games.
Yeah, I can't protect him. Listen, I really wanted him and Saleh to work out. I loved the combination at some point, and unfortunately, it always this league comes down to wins and losses. That's the bottom line. And like Parcells says, your record tells you what you are. So we're, I just hope that with Mike Tannenbaum and Spielman, that they can guide Woody. But once again, I will tell you this, and I believe this, and I told you this on the show, and I'll continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. Everyone in the organization has to be all in, 365, 24/7. When you're not all the way in, then you're not in. And I believe that the owners of this team, at least the one, Woody, is not all the way in. He's just not. He's not all the way in because he has too many other interests. I know he loves the team. I'm not saying that. I know he supports the team. I know listen, Woody spends plenty of money. I never want to hear somebody say Woody's cheap and he doesn't spend money. That's bullshit. Woody spends money, okay? Plenty of money. You got to be all in. You got to be all in. He's going over here. He's doing this. He's got this. He's got that. Nuh-uh. All in. All in. And that's how you win. You think Kraft isn't all in? You think Robert Kraft isn't all in? Come on, man. Are you serious? That's without saying. You look at most of these owners, they're all in. They are all in. And that's where it starts to me. It starts there. If I could ever talk to Woody, that would be the thing I would say to Woody. I would say, you got to be all in, bro. Forget everything else. You want to win a world championship? 365, 24/7. Be like us. Be like us. Because we're 365, 24/7. There's no doubt. No one will ever tell me I'm in and out. That's not happening. You know, they try to pull that bullshit. Well, you left. You don't know what I did. You don't know where I was. You don't know anything. I was always there. I was never not there. Never not there. Any of my boys know that. All my guys that, like Aaron says, I only got a small circle. I got a small circle. What I got? I got a small circle all that matters to me. I don't give a fuck about anybody else and what they think. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me because you don't know me. So it doesn't matter. I'm good. I want to win a world championship. That's what we want, Jake. We want to win a world championship.
We've been waiting. We're talking with Fireman Ed, weekly spot on the show. If you have a question for Ed to address, super chat it in. That's the best way to guarantee it will be read. We'll come back with your questions. I mentioned at the top, we're presented by SeatGeek. Here's how you can get cheap tickets for the Jets and the Seahawks on Sunday. Calling all as maniacs. If you are looking for the best deal for the Jets-Seahawks game this Sunday, look no further than the SeatGeek app. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek with over 28 million downloads. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including this Sunday's Jets-Seahawks game. You will get the best possible deal on the SeatGeek app. They make it easy for you. They put all the tickets across the web for that game in one place to make sure you're getting the best possible deal. Each ticket, they're rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And it's not just, it's really any sporting event you want to see. Basketball, hockey, boxing, UFC, concerts, you name it, SeatGeek has it. And as you guys have come to know, I came through with a promo code for all the listeners out there, all the Asmaniacs. Use code Jake Asman. That's my first and last name, and you'll get $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code Jake Asman. All you need to do is just click the link in the description to download the app. Once again, $20 off your first purchase, promo code Jake Asman. Shout out to SeatGeek for being a tremendous sponsor of the Jake Asman Show. Get your tickets, SeatGeek. Shout out to them once again. Promo code Jake Asman. You'll save $20. Shout out to SeatGeek for being a part of our show. Before we bring Fireman Ed back on, I do want to say this. For any Jet fan who is not using their tickets for Sunday and you want to donate them to a fellow Jet fan who could go to a game, maybe take their kid to their first game this year or maybe their first game ever, reach out to me. You can send me your tickets. I will be distributing them, as always, to Jet fans who could use them for the game on Sunday. We've given out a bunch of tickets this year to Jet fans who actually can use them for these last couple of home games. So if you have any extras for Sunday you're not using, reach out to me. We'll make sure we get them in the hands of Jet fans who could actually use them and go to the game and support the team on Sunday. Speaking of supporting the team, Ed, what type of crowd are we going to get on Sunday? Gino's back in town. Any expectations for Jet Seahawks here?
I think you'll have 20 or 30,000 no-shows, I believe.
Yep.
On Sunday. You'll have I don't know. Like I tell you, you have your diehards. The diehards will be there. 40, 50,000, 50. There's usually 50,000 diehard Jet fans that they show up.
They're there. Yep.
They'll show up. This is a holiday weekend, so you might have less because of people, being away with their families and stuff. But I would say you're probably going to get a crowd of 60, somewhere around there. I would say maybe a little more. Depends on the day. It's supposed to be cold though, right?
Cold, but not rainy, I think is the forecast.
Yeah, cold. So the cold will keep people away.
Not you. You'll be ready.
No, I'll be there. I'm always there, bro. That's until I had enough. And the only reason I'll have enough is I'll be old. Because I ain't getting any younger, brother. 65. So, the cold gets to you a lot more than it did when you were young. Man. I'm still going. I'll still be there. When I had enough and it's too cold, we'll see. I'm not right now. I'm still good.
It'll be around 31 to 36 degrees with the sun out during the game. So
bundle up, baby.
Bundle up.
Let's go. Let's beat Geno. I want to see Geno running for his life. I just don't have any faith in the defense. I mean, I like to see C.J. Mosley back. I think that
he might be back, which is a good sign.
Yeah, we'll see if it actually happens. I'd like to see him back. I know he's lost a step, but he's a foundation in that.
Yep.
He's a foundation in that thing. I'm so disappointed in that defensive line. Defensive line is, man, so disappointing. The D-backs too. I mean, it's been a. You look at like Sauce. I don't know what happened with Sauce. Sauce let the social media get to him. I think his mindset. That kid's too good. Too good. He's a stud. He's not playing up to his ability. So there's a lot of different things. I really want to see Aaron, light it up in these next 6 games. I'd love to see him have some real success, because I know it means a lot to him. I do. I know. He said it on a McAfee show. He loves New York. He wants to have more success here. We haven't had any kind of, success like that, and Woody's frustrated. So Woody decided to fire everybody. This never happened with him. This is why when you did the shorty the other day, I mean, with me, he's just out of character. You never seen him act that way with Woody. Woody's gone off this year. No, he's gone off.
Well, yeah, he's never fired a coach or GM in season before, and
he's gone off.
We fired both of them. Yeah.
Did you hear Rodgers on McAfee when he said the helicopter came in?
Yep.
He goes, I knew something was wrong when the helicopter came in. I mean, these are things that you look at. You understand? Like, these are things that make you go, is this guy losing it? No, I mean, am I talking shit? It's not, we love this team so much. I've watched this owner for 25 years, okay? I've seen him for 25 years. This year, he's been a whole different ballgame. And I understand he's probably really pissed off because this team on paper looked pretty good.
That's what it was. And he lost faith in the people he had running the team. So he tried to fix it on the fly, and it backfired, obviously. And here we are.
It backfired. That I'll tell you, the collapse of that defense is historic, I think. Historic. One of the worst collapses I've ever seen on a defensive end of the ball. You look at those numbers from week 6 or 5. I think it was 5. Week 5, and now on from 6 to 11. It's insane. The numbers. The numbers are insane.
They've been one of the worst defenses in the league. You're 100% right.
They just folded. They folded. Like they stopped playing. Like they're not the same players. You look at them. I'm there and I'm going, what is going on? Quit. And I hate to use that word, but that's how I feel.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Some comments here. First, let's give a shout out to the great Bobby Midnight, who gifted a channel membership earlier in the show. There's too many comments to go back and figure out who got it, but if you got it, make sure you thank Bobby.
Bobby Midnight. You know who I liked your interview with the other day? I like Will Parkinson.
Will's a good dude.
He's a great guy. Love him.
Have you been on his show before?
I was on. I think 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago, I was on. I really like him. I didn't realize he was a ball player too.
Yeah, he played at Towson, and then he played at Cortland. So he's a former football guy.
Good football programs. Good for him. Yeah. He's very knowledgeable. I like what he had to say. I thought he was sharp. So it's good.
Shout out to Will Pot. Ace of Spades says, if Rex Ryan had the right staff around him to build, maybe. I mean, that's the thing, Ed. If you bring Rex back, you would have to know who his offensive staff is, because I have no doubt Rex would bring energy, change the culture, the defense would be fixed. It's who's going to be the offensive coordinator and what's the plan at quarterback, right? If you keep Rodgers for a year, great. Are you drafting someone who's the guy who's going to help develop that guy that's not playing as Rodgers starts next year? Those are the questions Tannenbaum and company would be asking Rex when he gets an interview here.
I'm going to tell you something. What's that's the thing about the intriguingness of Rex. Like, there's a part of me that I'm a little intrigued with Rex, because, second time around, there's something to be said for that. But like I told you, that's not my first choice. I would not be disappointed if, they couldn't get Gruden and these guys that I talked about. I would be okay with Rex coming, because I know his interest is. I know he would, you know what you get with Rex.
Yep.
You know what you get with Rex. And once again, I do agree with that as far as him surrounding himself, And I think he could get good football guys in here, good offensive coaches in here to help him out, So we'll see. We'll see where it's all going to transpire. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. You know what? My big thing right now, what I'm rooting for is, first off, we don't have 9 losses. So I'm still, I'm one of those guys that still has, I'm still trying to figure out the numbers. Well, if this happens, because you never want to lose hope. You know what I mean? When you get that 9th loss, it's over. I know they say we only have a 1% chance or whatever the fuck it is. You get to 9 and 8. Let's see, win a game. Let's win a game. Just win Sunday. I go there. I want to win. Win Sunday.
Right.
Then we'll worry about the following week. We can't. It's all bullshit. And with the way this defense is playing, I don't know if that's going to happen. So we'll see.
Snake writes in, Tyrod Taylor would play 2 games and be out for the season. Well, if you do go with Tyrod, you do need to figure out the guys behind him, because he's injury prone. So there's no doubt about that. And that's a conversation for the offseason. Paulie writes in, we need Ed to knock some sense into these players. My vote for Ed on the 50-yard line, kicking some ass and encouraging these players to get their bleep together. I mean, I've said it, Ed. I mean, if there's anyone who should be giving the speech to these guys before kickoff, it's you.
Well, maybe years ago I would have been able to kick ass, but now I still got one left. But yes, listen, I'll always compare my heart to anyone. My energy, my love for the game, my passion for the game is second to none. I believe that that's just the way it is. That's from the heart. And we love the green and white, man. And, this, it drives me nuts after games when I see them all buddy, directly right after the game. Right after the game. Everybody's buddy. I'm like, years ago, that would never happen. Could you imagine Jack Lambert being buddy? I mean, you're too young, probably. You don't even remember Jack Lambert, do you? With the Steelers? Oh,
well before my time.
Oh my God! Listen, there's no way. There is no way. There were no buddies.
No.
If anything, there was confrontations on the field after the game. That's what was really happening. The only ones that really shook hands back in the day was the coaches. Because it was mandatory, you got to do that. You know what I mean? I mean, the one thing I will say about Belichick, and what? He can say and praise whatever he wants about me, or I like Fireman Ed. Listen, the only thing that I did like about Belichick, even though I used to piss me off, was he didn't want to shake hands when he lost. And I could understand a certain part of it that that's just telling you how much he hated to lose. He hated to lose. Now, he would piss me off when he would do it, with that quick shake, and you know how he is. He's a freaking clam-faced chowderhead. But his passion for the game, you love that. Whereas, you question when you see these guys just, hey, buddy, you do question that. You like, how do you turn that on and off so fast? You know what I mean? Like, I want to lay these guys out. You playing ball, bro. You want to lay guys out. We'll talk about that down the road when we have a beer, in 4 or 5 hours from now at the bar. But right then, I'm nuts. If you play sports, you have to be. I mean, I still long for the days I wake up in the goddamn morning on a Sunday morning and I smell the grass and I go, oh, baby, I want to hit somebody. Rolling down the line of scrimmage. I love that, man.
I love it.
It's the truth. You smell that grass. And I still say, I got my guys that I used to play ball with. We still are in contact. And, that's the one thing that I miss, the contact, and getting hit. It's part of the game, man. Let's go. Let's go. So, I miss all that shit, So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it, Ed. Very important question here from Scott Foster. He says, Fireman Ed, what is your choice of razor and shaving cream for that melon of yours?
Yeah, baby. I love the what is it? The Edge shaving cream, the Edge, like that. And I'm a big Mach 3 Turbo guy. Mach 3 Turbo. High and tight, baby. High and tight.
Look at it. Let's go.
High and tight. Had to shave for Thanksgiving. The family. You got to take care of business. Got to look your best. You just remember what Dion said. Look good. Feel good. Play good. It's Dion.
I guess unless you're the Jets, right? We changed the jerseys. Everyone's pumped up about it. And
I'm ready for the black tomorrow. I'm ready for the black on Sunday. I am ready for the black.
Hey, they're undefeated in the black this year.
I'm ready for the black. I like when they use those black uniforms. I do like that.
Bo writes in with a super chat. The honest question we need to ask ourselves, are we still 3-8 with Goff, Caleb, Tua, Patrick, or any other current quarterback with the team we have? I mean, probably, right? Maybe a little bit. I mean, they have Mahomes. I think it's a different conversation.
Yeah, well, Mahomes is, but what, banged up Mahomes? Like it was banged up Rodgers? What he's trying to say is, I guess, young blood.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
But here's the thing. Like,
we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
This defense and special teams, I don't care who the quarterback would still be costing them games. The record might be a little better if you're guaranteeing me the health of the guys you mentioned, but they're not the team we thought no matter who the quarterback is, because this defense has been one of the worst in the league, and the kicking games cost them 2 to 3 games.
Rodgers brought them down in the Denver game, brought them down the field to kick the field goal, okay? He missed the field goal. He didn't play well. We didn't play well against Denver. He got his ass whipped. That's where it all started, where he really got his ass whipped.
Correct.
Denver beat his ass. But he still brought them down the field to kick the field goal. What's his face missed the field goal at the end of the game. Greg DeLeg missed the field goal. I thought he made it. I was on the side, I was in the stands. I thought he made it from where I was. And he missed, and I go, oh, my God. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Aaron's the least of our problems. All right? The thing is, they thought Aaron was going to be the Messiah. I got to charge this. Hold on 1 second. Getting no charge. Sorry, bro.
You're good. The Fireman Ed recharge. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Another reminder, by the way, Mike Tannenbaum joins me on the Michael K show that I'm filling in and hosting at 5 o'clock today. So tune in to the radio to hear Tannenbaum's thoughts on the jet job that he's assisting with filling. But you're 100% right, Ed. And look, Rodgers has not been great, I think. But I think clearly when you're assessing what's gone wrong this year, the team we thought he was going to have, he hasn't had. The whole point was if he gives you competent quarterback play, this team's at least winning 10 games. If they got this version of Rodgers, even with him coming off the Achilles, even with him playing, I think, through an obvious injury here, and you put him on last year's team, they're winning 10 games, right? Like that's what we're talking. That's what we're talking about here. But it's not the same team year to year for a variety of reasons. That's what's been so frustrating.
It is. It's so, and you know what, Jake? It's typical of the Jets. We have no luck. We have especially had no luck in these last 14 years. I mean, God damn it. It's unbelievable. You know, you look at, like you said, you compare last year's team to this year's team. The guys that you fully expected to make a difference and not have to worry about has been the stronghold of the team I'm talking about. The defensive line, the kicker. Those were gimmies last year. They weren't the ones that let you down last year. That defensive line was tremendous last year. The kicker was outstanding. He could have been a Pro Bowler last year, right? I mean, he was up there. Greg Zuerlein was having a great year.
Yeah, he was 35 of 38. He was automatic.
Mother. Sorry.
You're good.
And so, you know, listen, I just don't get – we have no luck, and we would be in the midst of this thing if a couple of things went our way, you know, and what we do is we blame Aaron. I get it. Aaron, you blame because Aaron was supposed to be the savior. He was supposed to be the savior. So the argument's going to be he doesn't have the numbers he had. Well, you know what? You're right. He didn't. But we didn't know he was going to tear his Achilles. That takes time, man. All that shit takes time. And everything is is getting even crazier because he was battling that, and then he doesn't have the mobility he had. And this is all part of what we go through. It's unreal. Why can't there not be an Achilles? Why can't we have the guy healthy like he was in Green Bay? It's unbelievable. It really is. You know, that night, when you look back on that night, when he pulled his Achilles, you're like in a fog. Like, what the hell just happened? Right? I mean, there's just franchises that are, they call them cursed, whatever, bad karma. Well, you would have to say, and I never was like this. But after that, I 1,000,000% started going, oh my God.
How could you not? Because it happened twice. If you think about it, it happened in 99 as well.
Yeah, I was there. In 9. Listen, we were the favorite to go to a Super Bowl that year. We were the favorite. And it happened. Was it the first game or the second game?
First game. Second quarter, Buffalo.
It was New England.
New England, excuse me.
New England. It was New England at home. And
Buffalo was Rodgers last year. I got it confused.
You know, so, you look at all of this shit and it's just, and you don't want to be that guy like, won't me. But, after a while, when you start going, wait a minute, this ain't, they say, oh, well, when Joe dies, things will be different. Joe Willie, when he dies, I don't hear that shit. I never believed in all of that shit. You are what you are. You make your own way. But, man, some of these things, the Aaron Rodgers, this particular in history, really, you're going to look back and go, holy shit. I mean, he never was hurt, bro. He had things, he get dumb, he had certain things, but nothing. Guy was on the field. Guy was on the field 18 years. He was played, and we just, it's unbelievable. And I love the guy. I thought we were going to build a statue of him. I thought we were going to win a world championship, and he would be a icon here like Mark Messier was for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt. That's exactly how I felt, and I want to see him win in this team in these last 6 games, and give himself a chance to the next regime to come in and say, hey, you know what? We'll start with him. That's a good way to start. And, build around him with the, get the kids in there and, maybe gives you another year. Maybe gives you another year. That's crazy. We got to go through a whole nother regime, Jake. Another one. What we are. You know who always says this, and I love it, is Tyson Roush. He always says, we're on the hamster wheel, and we can't get off.
I love Tyson.
Yeah, he's the best. And we just keep going. And, he always posts that. And I love when he posts it because it's so true. Like, you just look at that thing and you go, this is us. This is us. This is what we do. We can't get off the hamster wheel. Goes on and on and on. Unbelievable.
The clown show, baby. It just keeps going. Unreal. Jet Virus, thank you for the super chat. Board Fat gifted 1 channel membership. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear a name called, you are a member. Listener Colin Richards. Congrats, Colin. Board Fat, thank you for your support. This one's from Snowball. He is a long time Jet fan. He treks out from Long Island to go to a ton of the home games every year. He goes, Ed, you're my spirit animal. We're living a lie. The New York Jets playing in New Jersey. We need to come back to New York. Thank you for staying loyal all these years.
Listen to me. Who's that? Snowball?
Snowball.
I'm with you 1,000,000%. When I seen them they're going to build a stadium for the soccer team in Queens, where I grew up. That's where I'm from. And the Jets don't go there. That is what a disgrace. Like a disgrace. They went up, they made sure, New York State made sure they had enough money for Buffalo to build a stadium for them. Oh, they're going to take care of them. But they couldn't take care of the Jets. We've been around forever in this area, and we can't be. It's unbelievable. Yes, Snowball, I would love to see them back in New York. And I'm in Jersey, and I'm in South Jersey now. I'm down in South Jersey. I wouldn't give a rat's ass. I would be there no matter where. I just have a hotel every night when they're playing. I just be at a hotel there, and that's it. But it'd be our house. It'd be our house. Not with the Giants. It'd be our house. For the first time, we'd actually have our own home.
Right.
I would love to see that. But that's what Woody should be. Well, Woody did try to do it with the West Side. I was part of that. I tried to help out there. Did a commercial, fought with my union, the fire department. That's a whole another story. I love my guys. But you know what? They were wrong when it can't. Well, I shouldn't have worn a T-shirt. I should have just put my Jet helmet on. And that's all public knowledge. I don't hide from anything. I'm glad I did what I did. I just should have did it in a different way. We should have got that West Side Stadium. That would have been great. Would have been great.
It's beyond frustrating. And here's the other thing too. MetLife is the most bland, generic looking stadium they could have built for whatever it was, $3 or $4 billion they spent on it. And it's insane because I've been lucky enough in my career to go to a bunch of stadiums.
1.6 billion.
Ridiculous.
Dallas,
and 2 teams share it.
Dallas' stadium is 1.2 billion.
And that's a palace.
You've been to Dallas?
Yes.
1.2 billion. We paid 1.6 billion. Look at those 2 stadiums. Look at them. It's a joke. It's a joke. Dallas might be the best stadium in the country. It's definitely right up there as one of the best ones. It's beautiful. And he did the right thing for his fan base. He did the right thing. We had 2 owners. Think about it. 2 crooks. 2 crooks. Listen, I like Woody. I do. I know he means well. I just know he does. And I'm not on the payroll. Okay? What him and Mara did, disgrace. An absolute disgrace. That stadium is a disgrace. And all the Giants fans will tell you the same thing.
Right.
Anybody that goes in there goes, what the? And 2 teams. 2 teams. And they murdered us for the
PSLs.
The PSLs.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's worthless. It's worthless. That was highway robbery. They should have put a mask on. They should have put a mask on because they robbed us. The two of them. And Mara's more to blame because he's established 100 years. What he did to his fan base, Woody's only with us 25 years. The Mara fan. Let me tell you something. Wellington Mara is rolling in his grave going, what did you do to the Giant fans? I can tell you right now, I got plenty of Giant fan buddies that are livid over what they gave up their seats. They couldn't afford it. They don't go. They're so pissed off. And there's an original organization. What he did to that Mara, John Mara, you blame him. He's a fraud, an absolute fraud. Him and the NFL, those bastards made the Jets go with them. That was a whole, dude, that was a whole nother story. Sheldon Silver went to jail for being bribed by Dolan with the West Side. Yeah, it's all public knowledge, bro. I'm not saying anything that's out of school. I'm telling you what it is. We didn't know any of that until years later. The Jets tried to get their own stadium. Woody tried to get his own stadium in the West Side. So we can't blame Woody. I will stand. Listen, you've seen I say what I got to say with Woody. When he's right, he's right. He needs to. You got the out there. Go and get out of this stadium. He still has the out. I think it's coming up.
Might be this year or next year.
He could exercise that. Go into Queens. What's the difference? Keep Florham Park and go and stay overnight over there. Stay in the hotel overnight. They do it up here. And get your own stadium. Get your own stadium. Before I'm dead. I'd love to see that. Before I'm dead. The Jets having their own stadium. That would be unbelievable for the fans. Don't be selfish, prick, because you live in Jersey. Oh, it's not going to be convenient for me. Well, too fucking bad. Too bad. You're doing for the good of the organization. Do it because you're going to have your own home stadium. That's what matters. That guy was absolutely correct, Snowball.
Two more for you, Ed. This one from Jay Quest, another big-time Jet fan from Long Island who treks out to these games. Let's bring back Rex. He can win a Super Bowl, and he could leave just like Mike Keenan did with the Rangers. I'm willing to die to see a Super Bowl win. When it comes to Rex, we've said this. I love Rex. I always will love Rex. How could you not love Rex? I would need to know who his offensive staff is, and I also don't want like a GM to be forced to work with Rex if that's not who they want. Like these guys have to be aligned if you're going to make Rex Ryan your head coach.
That's 1,000,000%. You are 1,000,000% correct with that. You cannot have that bullshit.
Right. That's what did Rex in last time. They fired Tannenbaum. They keep Rex. They bring in Izek. It was never going to work.
Oh, come on, please. So, yes, I would go lockstep with that. I think you're 1,000,000% correct. Listen, I don't have a problem with Rex. I just told you, but he's not my first choice. I think they should go get Gruden. Gruden's ripe and ready for it, man. You know? And you got to but once again, they got to marry the GM with the coach.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Gruden, that's my guy. Chucky. You know who that is? That's Chucky. Chucky.
We love Gruden. I think he's going to get an interview. I do. I think they're going to interview him.
Chucky's going to be a head coach next year. I got news for you. You know, unless they're trying to blacklist him. But he's listen, everybody makes a mistake. Stop this shit. People throwing rocks in glass houses. So be careful. Be careful.
Austrian Jet fan. I love Fireman Ed. He's the best. Gets me pumped up every time. In the end, we'll be good. Shout out from Austria, Europe. How about that?
Guy from Austria. What's his handle? What is it?
Just number one Austrian Jets fan.
Love it. Jets representing the green and white in Austria. Listen, all over the world, they're coming from everywhere. I tell Woody all the time. I said, Woody, you have no idea. They're hiding in the wing. They're hiding in the weeds. He goes, you think there's going to be one time I talked to him, he goes, I says, we win a world championship. I says, the Giants had 2 million fans at their Canyon of Heroes. I said, we're going to have 5 million. They're coming out of the woodwork. They're coming out. They're hiding in the weeds. They don't want to wear their shirts. They don't want to wear it. As soon as we win, you're going to watch them come and it'll be unbelievable. It'll be a tsunami with the green and white. So, yes, I love that guy, Austria. We got him from all over the world. Jason,
true.
You were in London. You see them coming from Germany. They come from everywhere.
Yeah, I was blown away by the following internationally.
Everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm fortunate. Fireman, I get to meet a lot of Jet fans. There's millions and millions and millions and millions. Who's more suffering than the New York football Jet fan? Come on, we can compare ourselves to Detroit, Cleveland, the worst teams. You can't get into all the teams that are young and haven't been in this league a while. You got to be here since at least 60. Okay? Listen, to bitch. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, that Bills Mafia, they've suffered it. They've suffered quite a bit, but that Bills Mafia is a phony. What a phony. That's a Johnny come lately. The Bills Mafia. That's a Johnny come lately. Bills Mafia. Jumping on tables. Get off. Start.
Ed, thanks for hopping on as always. Hey, get the crowd going Sunday. And let's get a win off the bye week. How about that?
Let's win the game. I go into the games. I always want to win. We'll be there. The diehards will be there. The diehards will show up Sunday. This is what they do. This is what we do. This is what we do. We love the Jets. Let's go. Listen, do me a favor. Say hello to Mike T. Tell him he better do the right thing. Otherwise, 5 minutes is going to put him in a headlock.
I'll let him know.
I'm going to get some nuggy.
I'll let him know.
I love Mike. All right? And all the best to you, bro.
Ed, you're the best. Good luck Sunday. Get the crowd going. I'll talk to you soon, all right? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday.
Be well.
The great Fireman Ed with us. It is a weekly spot on the show. Hit that like button. How do you not love Ed's passion and enthusiasm for this football team? Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. And a reminder for all Patreon users, until the end of Cyber Monday, so midnight Monday into Tuesday morning, all merch items at jakeasman.com are 25% off. It's normally 15% off. So join the Patreon if you haven't, patreon.com/JakeAsmanShow. You'll get Discord access, your name in the intro. You got a couple days left in November to join the Patreon if you want your name added to the countdown. And then, of course, you get bonus shows. I posted a bonus show 2 days ago. So check that out if you're a Patreon user. Appreciate everyone for their support there. We had a lot of memberships come through the pipeline. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. First up, a 5 spot from Board Fat. If you hear your name called, you're a member. Donovan Schilling, Christopher Wheeler, Kirk Gray, Angel, Marvin, ZB. Then we had a 1 spot from the aforementioned number 1 Austrian Jet fan, baby. Boom. If you hear your name called, this is from Austrian Jet fan, Taylor Sterling. But wait, there's more. And this is always special when it happens on the show. A 5 spot from the great Mike D's Nuts.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, these 5 from the great Mike D's Nuts. Brandon Cohen, Carmen Rulio, Gio Sanchez, Mike Donovan, and Nolan B. But wait, there's more. You knew this guy would come through. He always does. We were just talking about Jet fans being international, right? We met a ton when I was out in London for the Jet Viking game. Rick Kent was also there. He met a bunch of international Jet fans, and he just gifted 5 channel memberships.
Show me the money. Show me the money!
Money.
There you go.
Dewey, Nicholas Gonzalez, Xavier Poe, John David, and Dub Proof, all receiving channel memberships. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, hit the like button. We have 132 likes and 350 people watching. The math is not mathing, so support the show, like the video, all that good stuff. Snake Pilskin with a super chat. Please stop with Rex. He's not coming back. I don't think you could say he's not coming back. He's going to get an interview. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. Just saying. Do I think he gets the job? No, I don't think they end up hiring him. Do I think he's got a chance to get it, though? Absolutely. Brazil Jets has gifted 1 channel membership. Bang! Brazil Jets, thank you. Let's see who got your membership. It went to listener. It's not coming up. Who got it? I don't know who got it, but Brazil Jets, thank you. It went to Flowing Air Productions. There we go. Appreciate all the support membership-wise. Goes a long way. Paulie writes in, what you going to do when the JETS maniacs go wild on you? I love it. Thank you, Paulie. Ed going a little Hulkster there at the end. All right, let's get to some calls. Ladies and gentlemen, first up is one of the all-time greats. There's no other way around it. Yesterday, he was grinding away. Not 1, but 2 phenomenal shows on his channel. We say hello to...
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Hello, Bob.
Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Bobby. How are you?
Very good, Jacob.
Yes, Bobby.
It was nice to see Fireman Ed this morning.
He's one of the greats, right?
Yes, he's the best. I'll get to meet him on Sunday, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope you do. Yeah, you got to go to L9, I believe, is where he tailgates.
Yeah, we'll go to pass by him, hopefully. Yep. So it's going to be cold, that game. So
are you going to wear the robe to the game Sunday?
No robe, just my winter jacket and bring my orange chair.
You got to put a winter hat on, too.
Yeah, winter hat. Yep, I got a winter hat. Yep, everything was good. I enjoyed your show up on my show last night. I enjoyed
it. Great conversation. Gary, Alan, Jay.
Yeah. Your part in it. I loved it.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Yeah, it was an honor. Yep, I agree. So you have a great time on the Michael K show today, okay?
I'll do my best. You going to call in?
I might be busy. I don't know.
All right. Well, 3 to 7, I'll be on, all right?
You have a great day.
You too, Bobby.
Oh, I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, Farts Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. I'm Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight. Bo, super chat, cuts the line. It's a sickness. I can't help being excited about Sunday, seeing Gangrene play. They've given us nothing, and I'm forever dedicated to them. 6 more. Look, I get it, Bo. I mean, you only get 17 of these a year. There's 6 games left. I'm going to be locked in. For those who are curious about the post-game show, since I'm doing Radio Sunday 4 to 5:30, because there's a Knick game, so I'm off earlier than normal. So 4 to 5:30, and then we'll do the post-game show on YouTube at 5:30. So radio immediately after the Jets game at 4, ESPN New York, you'll hear me. And then I will be doing the YouTube post-game show at 5:30. So about 90 minutes after the Jet game ends, check back on the channel for the live post-game show. That's the plan. How about Bobby bringing the orange chair Sunday, folks? I'm sad I can't make it. If you run into Bobby Midnight, tip him, and I'll let you sit in the legendary orange chair. Let's say hello to Native New Yorker, who's up next on our show. What's up, Native New Yorker?
Hey, Jake. One question. I was watching the games yesterday and was thinking about head coaching candidates. Why does Jason Garrett never came up?
He wasn't that successful with the Cowboys.
But he developed Dak. He was able to manage Jerry Jones. And everybody knows if you think Woody's the bad owner, look at Jerry Jones. I live down here in Dallas, and my God, to manage Jerry Jones, that's a full-time job itself.
I mean, what did Jason Garrett do in Dallas, though? You could say, oh, you want to give him credit for Dak's development, fine. I mean, okay. But, like, they never won anything. Never came close to winning anything.
But that was because of Jerry being in the way. I'm just saying you get him in a situation where he's got a real GM and he doesn't have Jerry meddling, but he knows how to handle the pressure of a big market. He knows how to handle the pressure of somewhere where everybody overreacts and ESPN and all the talking heads are on you. I'm just saying, I think he should get an interview. He's an offensive guy.
Yeah, I mean, and then he was the OC of the Giants, and it went poorly. Joe Judge fired him in the middle of the season. I don't know. I think Jason Garrett's time has come and gone. I mean, when was the last time he coached a really good team? It's been years.
I understand. I was just wondering because you were talking about people, possibly getting an interview. I would prefer him over Gruden because Gruden hasn't developed a young quarterback. If you get Gruden, where are you going to get Derek Carr along with him? He's never developed a young quarterback. He's never wanted young quarterbacks.
Well, that doesn't mean he couldn't develop a young quarterback, though. Circumstances, when he most recently coached, they already had Derek Carr in place.
I understand that. I just was wondering because for years, I mean, this goes back whenever he was doing the Monday Night Football, everybody was like, oh, he's this quarterback whisperer. I was like, okay, Rich Gannon. Then after Rich Gannon in Tampa, he had Brad Johnson. Then they had
to be fair, though, Rich Gannon became an MVP under Gruden.
Exactly, but it was a veteran quarterback. People, whenever he had the quarterback draft show, people were like, oh, my God, he could pick out what quarterbacks are going to be great. Show me one that he developed.
Well, he really hasn't had to. That's my point. Are we sure Jason Garrett actually developed Dak Prescott, or was it maybe Kellen Moore who was the offensive coordinator?
And that's the thing. If you bring in Garrett, you get Kellen Moore.
You don't get Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore is employed right now.
Oh, I think Sirianni is short for employment down there. I think Sirianni's gone.
You think Nick Sirianni is gone when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles right now and they're 9-2, they're going to win the division and make the playoffs for the fourth time in 4 years that he's been the coach there?
I think there's a great chance. I think because the fan base down there hates the guy. Jake, it's not a typical thing where the record, they were winning him out last year.
Right, but they didn't fire him. And then he got to hire two new coordinators in Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore, and they're having a lot of success. So what's your point?
Early playoffs flame out, I could see him being gone. If they lose in the divisional round or something. Let's say Green Bay comes up there and beats them.
Okay.
I could see them firing the guy.
So he gets fired, and then your plan is hire Jason Garrett and then assume he's going to bring Kellen Moore with him. That's what you want?
I think he's worth the interview as much as Rex Ryan is.
Okay. They could interview him and then not give him the job because I do not want Jason Garrett as the next head coach of the Jets. Good Lord. No, thank you. Appreciate the call, but I'm not doing that. Luppy has gifted 5 channel memberships. Luppy, this is for you.
Once we get Ulebrick out of here, my coaching choices are Bay Brill first. Then I want a Queensberry. Got to look at Monkey from Baltimore and maybe Slow Dick in Houston.
I figured Luppy would enjoy a little Peter Castro. 5 members. Here we go. Spencer Green, Sean Horton, McChoppy Shop, RN4L, Emil Heel, all receiving channel memberships. Congrats. Luppy, thank you. DD says these fans are so stupid. Matthias, is this guy okay? Main event, Jason Garrett, bro. That was horrible. Feels like people didn't love the takes from Native New Yorker there. I appreciate the call, though. Jquest says, this guy's takes are worse than my diarrhea from Thanksgiving. Wow.
That doesn't make sense.
Yikes. All right. On that note, let's get to a caller who will get us back on track, someone we can rely on for smart, educated, rational, well-thought-out takes on everything New York Jets.
SEAL Team 75, assemble. The Clapping Seals, they're alive and well in the chat.
Hello, Gary.
Good morning, Jake. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm, Ready to get after it on this wonderful Black Friday.
You got a busy day today, huh?
I do.
Hey,
I do.
are you talking basketball on ESPN New York or just football?
We might do some basketball today. I haven't we haven't had our pre-show meeting yet. I mean, the Knicks play in 12 minutes. I don't know, so we might do a little Knicks Nets talk maybe.
If we talk about the Nets, I'll call. We'll talk about the Nets if the tank is off or not. If you're talking basketball, I'll call in, talk about the Nets. Couple of things. First, when you're trying to plug Bobby's show and you say great conversation and the two names you lead with are Gary and Alan.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the endorsement you think it is. I don't know. That might be a bug to Bobby's show, not a feature.
What are you talking about? You love yourself, Gary. You and Alan love the airtime on the Bobby show. I was hyping you guys up.
We do. I don't know that the rest of the audience does. I don't know if people are going to tune into the Bobby show.
I don't know. Bobby loves you, man. He loves Alan even more. Seemingly, he'll defend Alan on like anything I've ever seen before.
They've come a long way in their relationship.
I know. I mean, Bobby will fight to the death for Alan now, which is astonishing to me.
People can say what they want about Alan. Alan is a good dude. You might not like him. You might think he's whatever. Alan's a good dude. Alan is a really good dude.
No, he's not. Continue.
On to the Jets. Can we stop with this Rex Ryan talk, please? Y'all are fixing to manifest this thing into reality. Like, stop. Don't mention it again. The answer is no. It's no for the next 100 million years. Don't even mention it. The game passed him by when he was in Buffalo a decade ago. He's coached for 8 seasons total. He only had 2 winning seasons. You guys are misremembering this. Yes, is he a better coach than everyone they've had since? Probably, but that's not the goal. Like, that's not what we should be aiming for.
You don't think he could have a Dick Vermeil-like resurgence?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think he can. Dick Vermeil was smart. Rex Ryan set in his way. He's not going to change. He's going to coach the team the same way he coached Buffalo.
No, he said he's going to coach differently. He said he's learned a lot. He says he's watched every game. He's seen the game evolve. He understands what he needs to do differently this time. These are his words.
Okay, at least he's got the okay. I mean,
would you give him would you be okay if he was granted an interview?
No,
you didn't want him an interview.
DC only. If he doesn't want to be DC, then he's not a Jet. Then, right? He's not a Jet. If he's not willing to be the DC, then he's not serious about being a Jet. He just wants to be a head coach, and he thinks this is his opportunity. And no matter how bad it is, and even if they hired Rex Ryan, I watch the Bears every week with my wife now because she's a huge Bears fan. Nothing could be worse than Matt Eberflus. That is the worst coach he might be worse than Gaze. I've never seen a coach that bad. So to my Jet fans, as bad as you think Olbrich was and Saleh was, it could be worse. It could be worse.
It always can be worse. The bar has been pretty low, though. So I would like to not only get someone better than our previous coach, but I'd like to get someone that is actually really good at coaching.
I would. I'm just saying, if you gave me a choice between Saleh and Eberflus, it's not even close. I'm taking Saleh 10 out of 10 times. If you gave me Gaze or Eberflus, I'm probably taking Gaze. Probably.
I don't know if I go that far, but
have you watched this disaster in Chicago?
I watched it. I've seen it. I know Bears fans are irate.
It's not. It might not be better than Gaze, but it ain't any worse either.
Let me ask you this:
will never coach again.
Rex Ryan or Matt Eberflus?
Rex Ryan. Matt Eberflus is out. Like, that is the worst thing. That's the worst coaching I've ever seen at any level. College,
Rex Ryan or Adam Gase?
See, I don't want to even do it because the answer is Rex Ryan.
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to figure out.
Like I'm endorsing Rex Ryan.
No. I'm just trying to figure out where Rex would be in your rankings.
But if I said, let's interview Adam Gase for the job again, you would laugh me off the stage, right? You would say, don't ever call the show again. Okay. But these are the names you're comparing him to. Yes. If the pool is only Eberflus, Adam Gase, and Rex Ryan, I guess I'm taking Rex Ryan. But that's not the pool. There's plenty of other names we can choose from. There's plenty of other names that we can take.
What if I told you Rex sent me a message to play on the show to advocate why he thinks he deserves the coaching gig?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure that's a possibility. Like,
would you be open to seeing this message and then maybe your perspective would change?
I'll keep an open mind, Jake. That's all I can say. It's highly unlikely. It's going to take some selling, but I'll keep an open mind.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. You tried to throw him away, but this man's coming back. Sometimes he's fat or thin. That waistband makes him slim. He's got the fix you need. They call him sexy Rexy.
Fuck Gruden, he's no Jet. I'm here to crack some skulls. I'll turn these boys to men. This team is stacked with pros. Hire me, you won't break your purse. I'm here to break the curse. They call me sexy Rexy. Fuck all you naysayers.
Ooh, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy. Sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy. Sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy. Sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy.
That was a good sales pitch. That was a good demonstration. The answer is still no, unfortunately. That was good work. That was good work.
I
by
thought
the
I
team.
had you. I thought that would have worked.
You're working on it, right? That's why I don't want to hear it. You're looking to manifest this. And the last thing I wanted to say was just on the quarterback situation. Is it the worst thing in the world if we just start Tyrod till Columbus Day when he gets hurt and then let Jordan Travis play and then just look for a quarterback in 2026? I mean, I have no expectations for 2025 at all. Like,
I don't want to give up on the year, though. Every year there's a separate, like the 06 Jets were supposed to be terrible. They won 10-6 and went to the playoff. Like the Broncos weren't supposed to be any good this year. They're going to probably make the playoffs. The Chargers were a joke, and then they got real coaching. Like, I don't want to give up on next year. If they start Tyrod and then Jordan Travis is the backup, I would hope he earned the job in training camp. Like, he looked good, healthy, all that. I think they need to draft. If they're moving on from Rodgers, I think they need to draft a quarterback pretty early in this year's draft. Doesn't need to be in the first round, but I think on day 2 they need to take someone.
I mean, it's going to depend. If Jackson Dart's sitting in the second round, I would do that. Drew Allen's sitting there in the second round, I would do that. But I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's a lot of ifs, maybes, and buts until then. But I'm just saying, like, Tyrod Taylor, if you go watch him, it's not that he's not bad. It's that he's actually pretty good.
No, he's
like,
solid. He's always hurt. That's why he's the perfect backup for the Jets, because it's like if you need him to go play 1 to 3 games, he's fine for that. If you're asking him to try and start 12 or more games next year, it's not going to happen.
So then, can he? If they play him, can they be 500-ish and then he gets hurt and then Jordan Travis goes in and it's like, hey, take the swimmies off, go in the deep end, sink or swim, pal. Like, this is your shot. Like, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It's probably not going to work out, and Jordan Travis almost certainly is not going to be the quarterback of the future. But they gave Greg McElroy a shot. They gave Bryce Petty a shot, right?
Well, that was I mean, McElroy it was a lost year, and then Petty only got a shot because McCown got hurt.
Well, it's going to be the same thing with, Tyrod's the quarterback. He's going to get hurt. We can write that in stone. And then when he does, I mean, if it's for the season or if it's for a month or however long Tyrod would be out, let Jordan Travis play. Like, I mean, you drafted him for a reason. You saw something in him that said maybe. It's a stab in the dark. Well,
yeah, I agree. We don't know what Jordan Travis is, so we'll see how he recovers from this injury and how he looks in OTAs and training camp. That's it.
All right, Jake. Appreciate you.
Luppy wants to know, Rex or Gruden?
Gruden. I'm not against Gruden at all. He probably wouldn't be my first choice. I'd still probably take one of the defensive coaches, but I'm not against Gruden. If they get Gruden,
J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
I'm not against Gruden.
I like Gruden.
Yeah,
I want someone with experience. That's my preference. So whether it's Rabel,
someone who can steer this thing,
Gruden, I want someone that's not learning on the job, as this playoff drought is now at 14 seasons in a row.
And the drought, and just get the shit back on course, right? Like, you can't let this thing sink anymore.
Be a functioning franchise again, like they were in the 2000s. I know they didn't win a Super Bowl. They won the division other than 2002, but they were routinely competitive and in the playoffs. That's where we want to get this shit back to first.
And it was pretty much a decade. It was pretty much from 98 to 2010 or 11, really, 2011. They were pretty decent. I mean, they weren't winning Super Bowls or anything, but they were competitive.
Winning years, they made the playoffs 6 times. Like, that's we're not asking for Super Bowls here. We should be, because it's been forever. But like, you got to get the franchise steered in the right direction first before you can start talking about winning a championship.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%.
Gary, this was a phenomenal call by you. I enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jake.
What did you have for
good luck on the radio today? I had turkey. I had they had like a little cheese and meat, like salami and cheese. I had some of that too, but I just ate turkey at dinner.
Very nice. Gary, one of your best calls. Keep up the great work.
All right. Thank you. I'm not going to do the clapping seal part.
What do you mean?
I do want to, but I'm not going to do it because Gator's going to use it out of context, and then it's going to go viral, and then I'm going to have to look at it forever.
I love this from Alan. Gary, top call of the day, a staple in the top 5 of November calls. Hey, look, the power rankings will be out at some point next week for November. The committee, led by Rich, Boomtown, Tom Ace, they got a lot to weigh over this past month. A lot's happened, including a newcomer this month that I think is skyrocketing up the rankings. He has his eyes always on the prize. David is up next. What's up, David?
Pretty good, pretty interesting. Fireman Ed, I just it's really neat to hear him. Just love to be able to sit at a bar, drink beer with him, and I'm 68.
Piece of shit.
David, try and call back. The internet gods were not cooperating there for you. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Fireman Ed was on with us for the first hour if you missed it. Gator writes in, Allen is the Thanksgiving remainings that go down the garbage disposal. Tough to argue with that take. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to David right now and see if the internet will work better. Hello, David.
Can you hear me, Jake?
David?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Gary, when he's on his game, is very good and very interesting. When he's on his game. Fireman Ed, I'll tell you what, I would just I'm 68 years old, and you're our age. I would love to be able to sit at a bar. I would pay for all his beers and ask him, fire out questions about, the old time Jets and everything. He is really neat, and now with your podcast and everything, I get to kind of know his personality and everything. But and I love his attitude. I agree. I mean, with Rodgers, I mean, a couple years ago they were trying to put a puzzle together with the players and the coaching and all that kind of stuff, and you know how it turned out. But depending on the coach, this year, if they can get that puzzle together and things work out, with coaching, why not us being competitive next year with or without Rodgers,
Would you take Rodgers back at quarterback?
I think if the coach that comes in and you had talked about him, can work with him, and I don't know how to explain this. For whatever reason, to be the bridge quarterback, or maybe he thinks that they can win with him. But I think it depends on the head coach and offensive coordinator, and
David, call back. Your internet was going in and out again. So I want to hear the rest of your takes there. The chat was enjoying it. I also want to hear about how your eye is doing. I know there's been some eye irritation. Some are speculating it's pink eye. I don't think it's pink eye, but I'd like to get you on the record about that one. Open phone lines. Last chance to get in here. We're 90 minutes into the show. I got 4 hours of radio from 3 to 7 today. I'm filling in for the Michael K. Show with Ty Butler. It's all happening, folks. Mike Tannenbaum joins us at 5 p.m. today. I got questions for him. Like, Mike, will you actually get this right? Because I'm sick of losing. Appreciate everyone who's gifted a membership today. I'm going to gift one myself right now. We've added 23 members during the show, which is awesome. What should our next channel emoji be? Any ideas? Should we get a David I emoji? That's what we're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to David, who's got his eyes on the prize. What's up, David?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? I'm sorry about this.
Let's see how it is. It's a little choppy, but we'll see if we can work through it.
All right. Yeah. Okay, great. I think I left Fireman Ed with you had the question was would I want Aaron Rodgers back? And I just think it depends on the coaching and the circumstance and what the plans are or whatever. I mean, you're the expert. You would know better than myself. But that's kind of the way I feel about that. I really like Aaron Rodgers. I'm like Fireman Ed. So whatever is best for if he plans on playing next year here or somewhere else, I wish the best for him.
David, let me ask you this. Your eye, the irritation that you have in it, how's that going?
I had a little, it's healing. It got to like 80%. And then it kind of dropped back a little bit for a couple of days there. So I kept my contact lens out as much as I could and put drops in and everything. But now now we're back into we're moving forward back into the healing process.
I love
and
it.
You had mentioned something about pink eye. I had pink eye when I was a kid. And no, it's not pink eye. It's an irritation because I've had these before,
Some are speculating how close you hold the phone to your face during these calls is contributing to that. Is that true?
It could be. I remember when you mentioned it, me being my age when we were kids, they used to tell parents not to let your kids up close to the television. You know what I mean? And I think that turned out to be a fallacy, but it might be a little different situation with the telephone, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't feel after I'm on the phone, I don't feel it feeling any worse or whatever.
I'll tell you what, I'm just glad you're on the road to recovery.
Oh yes, I am, sir. Without a doubt. And I got to get my eye back in shape, for not Sunday, but I'm going over to Miami next week, and I want to be able to get out in that sunlight, because when your eyes irritated, you get out in the sunlight, even with sunglasses, it bugs you. So hopefully I'll be that much better by then that I can enjoy the Jets experience.
Well, it's an experience that has brought us a lot of pain this year, but I hope for your sake, when you're there in person next week, to be an eyewitness fan for the Jet game, they bring us a win with you in the building. All
right. Well, real quick, I think I said this to you before. As that famous song goes, if it doesn't kill you, it's going to make you stronger. So we're going to be moving forward and getting stronger, as Jets fans each and every day, and just keep on moving forward, Jake.
Amen, David. Great call. Appreciate it as always. Ladies and gentlemen, David checking in. Aaron at work, that last call. Here's a song from TC. It's the eye of the David. It's the thrill of the call, rising up through the ranks on the bracket. I would agree. I would expect David to be a top 10 caller for the month of November. He's made his presence felt. He has made his presence felt. There's no doubt about that. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. More importantly, if you want this show to survive this rough season, join the Patreon, baby. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. There's a couple days left in November here, right? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So today's the second to last day of November. We update the list of names at the beginning of every month. So if you're going to join the Patreon, do it today. And you'll have an opportunity to get your name added to the intro. Anyway, I think we're done here, folks. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. 4 hours of Jake Asman on the radio today. Join me and Ty Butler as we fill in for the Michael K. Show from 3 to 7. Mike Tannenbaum's our big guest at 5 o'clock. So if you're in the car, put on 880 a.m. If you're not in the car, download the ESPN New York app or go online and you can listen on your computer as well. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Black Friday. Reminder that we have a 25% off sale going right now in the merch store for all Patreon users. So if there was ever a day to join the Patreon, it's today, and you'll save 25% on all jakeasman.com merch items. Thank you all for your support. Thanks to everyone who gifted a membership, all the super chats, and a whole lot more. Appreciate all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. I'll talk to you guys soon. Go Jets, everybody.
Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please.
Gator did write in something, though. Searching for an angle for you, Rob. Need you to be a little more off the rails.
I can get off the rail if he wants. Gator, give me an intro. I need an intro, Gator. Don't let me go looking for you. Do you want some of this? How's that, Gator?
That might work, Rob. There might be something there. I'm not going to tell Gator how to do his job. That's like telling Picasso how to paint. Gator wrote he just shit himself, so you got that, Rob. Maybe you'll have an intro. I don't know.
Maybe Gator will make you an open if you weren't so cheap with your super chats.
All right, fine. Hey, how do you know? For this is what it's all about, right? Mother effing goddamn super chats.